This position is called Dragonfly. We're going to try and hold it for anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. You'll see how it's a little different from our active straddle poses that we do in just a flow class, because you want to be a little bit more relaxed because we're holding it for a longer period of time and making sure you're supported. So you're going to get something to sit up on, a blanket, even if you don't have a yoga blanket, something like that, right? And you're going to just come to sit. And then from here, you're going to let your legs open out to the sides. So if you find that you're already rounding forward, there's a couple of things you can do. You can bend your knees so that you can tilt forward on the sit bones, right? So you're in an anterior tilt forward as opposed to rounding. And depending on how much you need to bend your knees, you could be right here and take the posture, or maybe the legs go a little bit more. Okay, and then you also have the option, you can use some more blankets, or, you know, not everyone has like a million yoga blankets, I understand that. You could use some rolled up towels instead and place them underneath your knees. And this is going to make sure that you don't kind of overextend the back of the knees. And as I mentioned before, the difference between this and a more active straddle posture, right, is you're not flexing at all. You're finding some just release so that you can hold it for a longer period of time. Now you might just stay right up here with your hands alongside of you and work on just pressing forward. As I said in our intro video, right, whenever we talk about the yin postures, we're talking about moving the postures from the breath as opposed to kind of straining into them. So think about it as an internal movement. So you might be right here. And if you have any back issues like a pinched nerve or a herniated disc or anything like that, right, don't even go forward at all. Just stay out here for about 3 to 5 minutes. If you're kind of fine, you have some other options here. You could just let your hands release forward, allowing yourself to kind of fold. And this is nice because it's kind of helping stretch out the back as well, right? And then the weight of your big sexy brain is helping to open up the hips a little bit. You can also, if you have a bolster, bring it underneath your head, right? You could also, if you have blocks, bring them in. And depending on how tight you are, you can prop them up and just rest your elbows down and just let yourself breathe into this. This is going to create a little bit more of an arch rather than a rounding. So see if that works for you. And again, finding that place, right? So you're keeping the toes up towards the ceiling as much as you can. If you're someone who kind of rolls forward, just be aware of that and see if you can aim the toes up. If you're someone who rolls out, be aware of that too. And that is your Dragonfly basic pose.